Hello there, my name is Richard McMunn from the interview training website passmyinterview.com, and in this presentation I will teach you how to prepare for an internal auditor interview. So if you are applying to become an internal auditor with any company or organization, make sure you watch this presentation from start to finish, because I promise to help you pass your interview at the first attempt. And to achieve that goal, this is what I will cover to help you. Number one, so I will give you a list of internal auditor interview questions I strongly recommend you prepare for. These questions come up all the time during internal auditor interviews. Number two, I will give you 2 important tips for answering each of those interview questions correctly. Number 3, I am then going to give you a top scoring example answer to each internal auditor interview question to help you pass your interview at the first attempt. And then finally, number 4, I will tell you where you can instantly download these slides plus my full set of 21 internal auditor interview questions and answers in a PDF guide. And just very quickly, if you are new to this channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thousands of you are passing your interviews at the first attempt. I can only help you if you are subscribed, and please give the video a like, because that motivates me to create more content for you. Thank you very much indeed. Okay, so the first question I strongly recommend you prepare for is, tell me about yourself. Here are 2 tips, and I will then give you my brilliant answer. So tip number 1, this is going to be the first internal auditor interview question you must answer. I recommend you practice your response several times before your interview, because this will help build confidence and also demonstrate to the hiring manager you are a good communicator. You need to be a good communicator to be a competent and effective internal auditor. And tip number 2, in your answer, focus on your skills, qualities, strengths and experience, and what you will do in the position if they hire you. So here is my top scoring example answer to help you pass your interview. Tell me about yourself. Here we go. Thank you for the opportunity to be interviewed for this internal auditor position with your organization today. Having studied the job description, I have the skills, qualities and experience to meet the expectations of the role. I am confident, a good negotiator and influencer, and I have excellent project and risk management capabilities. After graduating from university with my degree in finance and accounting, I undertook various internal audit practitioner certification courses and gained valuable experience in several organizations. As an internal auditor, I aim to safeguard the company and its assets and ensure compliance is maintained. Outside work, I lead a healthy lifestyle, so my energy and concentration levels are always high, ensuring peak performance at work. If you hire me as an internal auditor, I will work with the senior management team to help achieve the company's strategic and financial goals and ensure all policies, procedures, legislations and regulations are followed. So that is a really good example answer to that first internal auditor interview question. Tell me about yourself. Now you can either pause the video and write down the questions and answers as we work through them together, or if you wait, I will soon tell you where you can instantly download these slides plus my full set of 21 internal auditor interview questions and top scoring answers in a PDF guide. Here is the second question I want you to prepare for, and that is, why do you want to be an internal auditor? Here are 2 tips. Tip number 1. So this next common internal auditor interview question is assessing your motivations for the role. I recommend you write down the reasons why you want the position before your interview. And tip 2, good reasons to give include this being a role where you get to have a positive impact on an organization, and the fact It is a job that is in high demand, which gives you job security. So here is my top scoring example answer to help you pass your interview. Why do you want to be an internal auditor? I want to be an internal auditor because I am passionate about finance and accounting, have a keen interest in regulation, and enjoy using critical thinking and analytical skills to achieve my goals. It is a role where I get to see the direct impact my work has on the success of an organisation. Finally, good internal auditors are in high demand, which means I will always have employment with your organisation, provided I give you value for money, which will be one of my core objectives in this position. Wow, you can see how these answers are going to help you pass your internal auditor interview at the first attempt. Now, don't go anywhere because I still have more questions and answers to give you, but when you're ready, you can click that link in the top right-hand corner of the video, head straight through to my website, passmyinterview.com, and you can immediately download these slides plus my full set of 21 brilliant answers to internal auditor interview questions in a PDF guide, which means you can have it in your inbox literally within 2 minutes from now. But here is the next question I recommend you prepare for, and that is, what are the most important skills and qualities needed to be an internal auditor? Tip number 1. So this next question catches a lot of people off guard. They are not expecting the question, and they then struggle to come up with the correct skills and qualities needed to be competent in the role. Now, this question is assessing your understanding of the position. So make sure you read the job description for the internal auditor job you are applying for before your interview. Now, I have done the hard work for you. So here is my top scoring example answer to assist you. What are the most important skills and qualities needed to be an internal auditor? Here we go. The essential skills and qualities needed to be an internal auditor include strong communication and listening skills. You must explain your ideas and concepts in an easy to understand manner, be prepared to listen to the organization's objectives, and demonstrate a clear understanding of the company's financial position. You need good analytical and critical thinking skills, and quickly extrapolate the correct information to make decisions and recommendations. Risk management, problem solving, and decision-making skills are also required, as is the ability to take the lead during difficult and complex situations while clearly understanding your employer's business needs. Finally, competent and effective internal auditors need commercial awareness, time management skills, be prepared to take ownership of their ongoing development, keep abreast of industry regulations and changes, and possess strategic thinking capabilities. So can you imagine giving that type of answer to that common internal auditor interview question? The hiring manager will think this person will be able to maintain competence in the position because they know the skills and qualities that are required. It's a fantastic answer. Here is the next question. How would you deal with a conflict while conducting an internal audit? So this next common internal auditor interview question is assessing your conflict resolution and negotiation skills, and also how you communicate with other people to get your message across. Tip number 2, in your answer, talk about removing all emotions from the situation and, more importantly, involving people early on in the auditing process to achieve the best outcome. So here is my top scoring example answer to help you pass your interview. How would you deal with a conflict while conducting an internal audit? Here we go. I would explain any problems or issues early during the internal audit process and involve the management team to achieve the best possible outcome. I would remove any emotions from the situation, be empathetic, respectful, clear about my objectives, and focus on a positive outcome for the business. At all times, I would communicate in a language that was easy to understand and involve members of the organisation in discussions, as they may have ideas and suggestions on how the issue can be resolved. I would be sympathetic to the organisation's financial needs, but ensure it was protected against risk, making this an essential aspect of my communication. That is a really good answer, and you can see how all of these responses will help you beat the competition at your interview. Don't forget, you can download the answers anytime by clicking the link in the top right hand corner of the video. But here is the next question. This is a difficult one. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Tip number 1. So this question is one that you must prepare for in advance of your internal auditor interview. Now, the best way to answer the strengths part of the question is to align your strengths with those listed on the job description. And tip number 2, in terms of your biggest weakness, do not say you don't have any or you are a perfectionist, because if you say either of those things, you will probably fail your interview. But how do you answer it to get the best scores possible? Here's my top scoring response to assist you. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Here we go. My greatest strengths are my communication, listening, and reasoning skills. I can quickly and concisely communicate what I need people to understand, but I am also a strong listener. Effective communication involves listening to people's needs, understanding their concerns, and addressing them with reasoned arguments. Other strengths include my critical thinking and analysing skills. I can research and determine the correct information to deliver presentations based on facts and evidence instead of gut feeling or hearsay. Now, perhaps my most significant strength is commercial awareness. I understand how a business operates and the fact it has commercial and financial objectives it must achieve. Now, although I will never put a company at risk, I will consider its needs when conducting internal audits. Now, my biggest weakness is delegation. I prefer to conduct internal audits myself instead of getting other people to assist. Now, this is because I trust myself to deliver everything that is required. However, I do understand there will be times when I need to use the skills and knowledge of other people while conducting internal audits, and I am learning to be more mindful of the need to delegate when working toward important deadlines. That's a really good answer, some fantastic strengths and a really good weakness that will do you no harm when answering that common internal auditor interview question. Now, the next thing I want you to do is click that link in the top right hand corner of the video. There's 2 reasons why you should click that link. Go straight through to my website, passmyinterview.com, and number 1, you can find on there 3 questions that I recommend you ask at the end of your internal auditor interview. At the end of the interview, the hiring manager will say to you, that's the end of the interview, do you have any questions for us? There is a temptation for people to say, no, I don't have any questions, you covered everything in the interview, but that's a mistake. On that website, I have given you 3 smart questions to ask at the end of your internal auditor interview. And the second reason why you should click that link is you can now download these slides plus my full set of 21 great answers to internal auditor interview questions in a PDF guide, which means you can literally have it in your inbox within 2 minutes from now. It's a great resource. It's going to help you pass your interview and beat the competition. Check out that link. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I am here to help you throughout your career, not just pass your upcoming interview, but I can also help you negotiate a higher salary and progress throughout your career. I can only do that if you are subscribed. Please hit the like button because that really does motivate me to create more content for you. And don't forget to connect with me on LinkedIn. I have put my LinkedIn link in the description below the video. It is always a pleasure and an honor to connect with like-minded professionals such as yourself. Thank you for watching and I wish you all the best for passing your internal auditor interview. Have a wonderful day.